Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Denise and I am the owner of The Untamed Thread, which is an online resale business. I sell clothing, shoes, and handbags for women and men. I sell on platforms like Shopify, eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And if you want to see anything that I have available in my stores, I will leave all the links below in the description. If you shop in my Shopify store, I offer 30% off with code YouTube30 at checkout. And I also offer free shipping for orders $45 or more, or a flat rate shipping fee of $5.99 for all other orders. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for finding me. And if you are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. I greatly appreciate it. So today we have a sales recap from my June sales. Typically I've been doing the 10 most profitable and 10 least profitable sales. Spoiler alert, June, not so great, but if you would still like to stick around and see what sold for me, stay tuned. All right, so this is one of my monthly recaps of the month. So typically I've been doing my top 10 most profitable sales and least profitable sales. So you can kind of see what's selling for how much and some things that are just not selling for a whole lot. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that throughout about the middle of June, I realized this was not going to be a great month, and it did not turn out to be a great month. And honestly, July, I mean, it's only July 3rd, but it's still slow. So the summer slowdown is here, or there's something else going on. Honestly, Poshmark has just fallen off the map for me, at least. Let me know in the comments how Poshmark is doing for you. But again, that whole change in the delisting, relisting, which again, I still don't understand how that affects buyers, but it's just since been that time, it's just been a lot of crickets. So maybe it just coincides with summer slowdown. It happens to be the rhythm of it all. I don't know. But anyway, so what I do in my recaps is I will tell you what sold for how much, what platform, and how much profit I actually made. And then, sorry, somebody's walking through the hall with really loud music, so I don't know if you can hear that. Anyway, and then I will shoot a screenshot up here so you can see what the item was. Okay, so that's really distracting. Can you hear that? Anyway, all right. So I'm going to start with my most least profitable sales first, and going from the least profitable to the most least profitable of the month. Just a little note on this. I sold quite a few items on ThreadUp, but I'm not including those in here because I think I'm going to do a whole separate video for what I sent in the ThreadUp and what sold. No spoiler alerts there, but you can kind of guess. Anyway, first let me do a full recap of the month. So this month in June, I sold 104 items, which is low for me. I sold 46 on Poshmark, 24 on eBay, 7 on Mercari, and I sold 14 on my Shopify store. I had run a huge sale on there, so I sold several pieces on there. And then I did sell 13 items on ThreadUp. My average sale price was $22.76, which again is low for me. And mostly I think because of the ThreadUp sales and the Shopify discount. My average profit per piece was $14.09, which again is low, definitely a lot lower than I'd like to see. My average cost of goods was $3.41. That's pretty average for me. So I typically source from the bins. But again, with some of these ThreadUp sales, my cost of goods might have been a little bit higher on the items that I sent in. So that might have brought that up a little bit, but it's typically around that number. All right, so let's get into it. First, we have this New Tags Prana Milani Henley dress in nautical stripe size large. I ordered these from Helpsy Source years ago, literally years ago. And I just have these pieces hanging out here, mostly these dresses. But I sold this on my Shopify store. Again, I ran like a huge sale. Or what I have in my Shopify store, honestly, is what I call the clearance rack. And I price items anything $15 or lower. goes into the clearance rack. And I put like 300 items in there and then sent out like a marketing email and promoted it on my Instagram stories and Instagram page and everything else. So somebody came in and bought a bunch of stuff. All right, so my cost of goods on those pieces were set $7.65. I sold it for $10.50. So after shipping and fees, my total profit was $2.85. And I don't pay much in fees for Shopify because the only fees I really pay are if they use a credit card, and there's credit card processing fees. So, and this person actually bought several things, so their order was over $45. So I did end up paying some shipping on this as well. All right, next we have this Chico's Beaded Embellished Cap Sleeve Peplum Top in a size 2 or a size large. This I sold on Poshmark. I also, when I did the reductions in my Shopify store, I went through Poshmark and I just slashed a bunch of prices there as well. So I sold this for $8 on Poshmark. My cost of goods was $1.35. I got this from the bins. So my total profit after fees was $3.70. And I think I may have ordered or had discounted shipping on that as well. Maybe. All right. Next is this Mac Studio graphic print balloon sleeve blouse in a size extra large. This also sold on my Shopify store. My cost of goods was $1.20. I got this from the bins. My total sold price was $4.90. So I made $3.70. Next, we have this Karl Lagerfeld tweed sleeveless shift dress in a size large. Now, the size was estimated. I picked it up at the thrift store and didn't realize that the size was missing. And so size was based on measurements, which isn't that great. I've had this for a very long time as well. This sold in my Shopify store. My cost of goods on this was $4. I sold it for $7.88 and my total profit was $3.88. All right, next are these new without tags Everlane two-tone hidden button fly straight leg jeans in a size 25. I believe this was in my last recap video as well for the Everlane box. I sold these on Poshmark. My cost of goods on these was $16.10, so a little bit higher. These were from Boutique by the Box. I sold these for $25. Again, I had offers go back and forth with this person, but I finally took $25. I think it was a tough design and a tough size to sell, so I just took it. My total profit was $3.90. All right, next we have this Cabby Hybrid Floral Tiered Ruffle Blouse in a size medium. This sold on Poshmark. I got this from the bins. My cost of goods was $1.09. I sold this for $8. I've had this for quite a while. Again, this was kind of my price reductions I had done, and my total profit was $3.96. Next, we have this new with tags Jones New York striped puff texture button-down shirt in a size small. This sold on Poshmark. I'm not sure why I bought this, or maybe, no, I got this from the bins, maybe because it was new with tags. I don't know. I feel like it was also linen blend, but that's not in my title, so I'm not sure. I got this a while ago. My cost of goods was 96 cents. I sold this for $8, so my total profit was $4.09. All right, next is this Ann Taylor pleat hem career skirt in a size 4 petite. This also came from a ThredUp box. I sold this on Poshmark. My cost of goods was $1.41. Probably came in a bulk box considering the size, because I would never pick up that size. And I sold it for $9 and my total profit was $4.64. So you kind of see where this month is going. All right, next we have this Eileen Fisher Pucker Texture Snap Closure Jacket in a size medium large. I thrifted this Eileen Fisher. I mean, I thrifted it years ago, but for whatever reason, it sat and sat. So I sold this on Shopify. This went in my clearance rack in Shopify for $8.40, and I made $5.78 profit. And once again, when I talk about profit, that means I have subtracted any shipping, any platform fees, anything like that, cost of goods as well. So that is pure profit. All right, and the last least profitable thing that I sold out of the 10 were Liz Claiborne graphic print sleeveless maxi dress in a size extra large. Again, I sold this in my Shopify store. I got this from the bins. I just thought it was a really, I wouldn't typically pick up Liz Claiborne, but it looked like a unique dress and really pretty, so kind of a style pickup. I spent $1.02 cost of goods. I sold for $7, and my profit was $5.98. So those are my 10 least profitable sales. I mean, at least I've had months before where I've actually lost money. So this time I didn't, none of these I lost money on, but let me just do this quick because I'm curious. So out of those 10 items, my total profit was $42.48. All right, I'd like to get that on one item, not 10. All right, so moving on to the top 10 most profitable sales of June. Nothing earth-shattering here, but we'll move from the 10, you know what I mean. I'm going to go from the most profitable to the most profitable in order. All right, first we have these new tags, Gonda denim wide leg light wash jeans in a size 8. I picked these up at the bins. I was not aware of the brand, and once I looked it up, I'm like, well, these sell for quite a bit. I think I sold these one time and someone returned them. They were a pretty, I would say, small size 8, and I tried to list that in the description, just prompting people to really look at the measurements. The waist was not stretchy at all, and it was kind of a small waist. But anyway, someone bought this on eBay. So far, I haven't had a return. I think it's been over 30 days. And my cost of goods was $1.20. I sold this for $42.99, which includes the shipping costs or shipping fee that I charge, which is $6.99. So my total profit on this after shipping and fees and everything was $26.26. Next, I have these Steve Madden Darko suede leather ankle boots in a size 9. I thrifted these. My cost of goods was $2.62. I've had these for quite a while. Although they did sell in my Shopify store, this was not part of my clearance rack, so someone just bought them from my store. They paid $36.25, so my profit was $27.42. Next are these J by Joie striped high-rise wide leg pull-on pants, size 1X. Mostly picked these up because of the size and the style. So I sold these on eBay for $41.99. I thrifted these. My cost of goods was $2.87. So my total profit was $27.81. So not too bad for that brand, actually. Next was this Roots Tribe side saddle leather messenger bag with adjustable strap. I ended up thrifting these. I paid $4.01 for this. I sold this on Poshmark actually fairly quickly. I would say within 30 days. Someone paid $40 for this. So after fees and everything, my profit was $27.99. Roots bags are really kind of nice bags, especially if you get the right style like this messenger, and they're real leather. So if you ever see Roots, definitely look it up. Next, we have the Lululemon Vinyasa Wrap Snap Closure Reversible Scarf. So I had just got this from the bins. My cost of goods was 77 cents on this. I sold this in my Shopify store for $35.99, and my profit was $28.67, a lot more than I thought I would get for this scarf, but I'll take it. Next is this Patagonia Women's Better Sweater quarter zip pullover jacket in a size large. And this sold on Mercari. I also thrifted this from the bins. Rarely do I find Patagonia at the bins, so I was pretty lucky. My cost of goods was $1.38. Someone, Mercari, $36.08 is what they paid. Love Mercari with very few fees. My profit was $30.37. Next are these new with tags frame La Sylvie slender straight distressed jeans in a size 24. I actually thrifted these. $2.85 was my cost of goods, and I knew they were probably going to sit for a little bit. Frame not as sought after as it used to be. New with tags is great, but the size was a 24. But I ended up selling these on Poshmark for $43, and my total profit was $31.55. So not too bad. They just took a while. Next was this Azalea Wing vegan leather crop moto jacket with embellished sleeves. The sleeves are kind of a mesh chain. Definitely took a size risk on these, or more of a style pickup. I thought somebody would really like this. I did thrift this for $4.01 was my cost of goods. I sold this on my Shopify store for $48. So my profit was $34.69. Next was the Great Vista Linen Blend embroidered smocked waist skirt in a size small. So the Great is a really nice Bolo brand if you can find it. I was surprised I found this at the bins. My cost of goods on this was $1.61. This sold on Poshmark for $52, and my profit was $39.99. So the Great, now this particular style, I've never found the Great before, so I ended up just picking it up. And again, a linen blend skirt. There were several of these still listed on Poshmark, so I don't know where these came from, but there's someone seemed to get a whole lot of them at some point. So maybe they were in some sort of mystery box or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I would have liked to get a little bit more, but I think for other pieces of the Great, you can get quite a bit more. But I tried to price mine lower than everyone else, and people had these listed for like $85, $95, over $100 for this skirt. So that's probably why mine sold, and it sold pretty quickly. And I'll take a $40 profit. All right, and last but not least, drum roll, we have this Kate Spade Jackson medium flat pebble leather shoulder bag. Now this I thrifted, and I don't know why, but the thrift store only had this for $5.99. So I took it. I almost debated keeping it for myself because I wanted a little bit bigger black bag, but then I decided just to sell it. I sold it on Poshmark for $63, and my total profit was $44.41. So overall, not too bad. On those 10 items, my total profit was $319.16. I've had higher profitable pieces in the last several months, or this last year since I've been doing this and noticing. But like I said, June was a little rough and July is not turning out to be any better, like I said. So let me know how your June sales did. What was your best sale that you had? What was the most profitable sale? What was something that just completely tanked? Maybe something you didn't expect. And just a little plug, I still do have about 170 some items still in my clearance section in my Shopify store. So everything is under $15. If you want to check that out and see if you can find anything for yourself. And the 30% discount at checkout, the YouTube 30, still applies to that. So anyway, just a little plug. All right. Thank you so much for watching today. If this is content that you enjoy or is helpful for you and your business, consider giving this a thumbs up on the way out. Also consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.